Hello, I'm Horia, and in this video I'll walk you through opening your US LLC with Northwest registered agent. The whole process. I've helped a lot of international people set up their own US company, so I know exactly where people get stuck. I'll guide you through every step so you don't get lost anywhere. And near the end, I'll show you which boxes to untick so you don't pay for services you don't actually need. One quick thing before we start. Use the link in the description. It supports the channel so I can keep these guides free. Same price for you and it helps me with no extra cost to you. Can non-residents start a US LLC? Yes, and it's easier than you think. In this video, I'm going to show you step by step how to set up your own LLC without an accountant. But before I go into that, a little disclaimer, I'm not an accountant or a CPA, I'm simply sharing my personal experience. But what are the legal and tax benefits of a US LLC? Forming an LLC protects your personal assets like your saving or home. But the main reason why people open a US LLC is to get an access to payment gateway like Stripe. Stripe support a very limited number of countries, and most of the Middle East and Africa is not in the list. So if you want to open a Shopify store and use Stripe, you will need a US or UK company. Choosing your business type, LLC versus C Corp. What is the difference? LLC, easy to set up, flexible tax options, and ideals for freelancers and small business owners. C Corp, in the other hand, great for raising capitals or going public, ideal for tech startup, but higher setup cost and sometimes double taxation. Now let's go into the steps to form your LLC. As you can see, this is the cost, $39 to form the company, no hidden cost. There will be other added services. If you add them, obviously the cost will be more, but if you just stick to opening the company, that will be the total cost plus the state fees. These varies. Each state has a different fee. We'll just click Let's Get You Started. The entity type is LLC and we will choose the state. If you don't know which state to choose, I've got a video, I'll put it in the description, compares which state you should choose if you are non-resident for US LLC. For non-resident, it varies and it's different. For people who are in the US, it's different. So I've got a video, I'll link it in the description. But for the sake of the tutorial, we'll choose Wyoming. So as you can see, as soon as you choose your state, you'll find all the steps here, what you need to fill, the company name, the business details, account, and the timestamp will be related to each section. So it'll be easy for you to refer back to it. So the first thing is, as you can notice the price, the basic package is $39. If you don't add any service, it's only $39. And then this is Wyoming state fees. So if you, let's say, put a different state, will be different cost. Let's just do the first one, just to see the difference in pricing. As you can see, this is $236, so the total will be $275. But for Wyoming, it will be $142. $39 plus the $103. And then we press continue. Now in here, we need to choose the company name. So the company name shouldn't be used by any other company in the same state. So choose something unique and then you can file with that. If there is any problem, Northwest will get back to you and say this name is taken, choose another one. But let's say we choose media. I would choose, for example, Horia Media LLC. The next one is the EIN. Now, for the EIN, you have two options. You can actually file it through Northwest, and Northwest will do it for you, the whole process. So you will end up with your company and the EIN done by Northwest. And people who have such social security number, they can use that. That's for people in the US. For international people, will be this option. We don't have social security number and there will be $200. So if we add this, that will make the cost $342 in total. So that including the EIN. If you said, I don't want the EIN, I will do it myself. And I have a video coming up about doing the EIN for free. You can refer back to it for international people. I've got a video coming up, so subscribe to get the notification for that video. But if you want to make your life easier, you can pick this EIN from Northwest and they'll do the filing for you. But if you don't choose it, that will be the total cost for you. Next, now is the business details. Use a generic business purpose. We obviously don't want to use a generic one. This is basically something they write themselves. So all you need to do for this part is to write your business purposes. What do you do? What's the company for? If you, for example, a social media company, or you're doing an e-commerce, then you can ask ChatGPT to write you a brief business purpose with the job that you do and in which state it is. For example, say to ChatGPT, I need a business purpose for forming an LLC in Wyoming, an e-commerce seller. I'll be selling solely in my own shop in Shopify, for example, or I'll be selling in on Amazon by FBA. You can write that, and then ChatGPT will give you that business purpose. Okay, so let's say that we've already taken that. Now, for the address, the physical address will be the registered agent address, and the mailing address will be registered agent address. Again, it's recommended that to keep both address for Northwest address. Okay, and then unless you have an attorney, you don't need to tick that, and press continue. Now in here, all you need to do is just write your name, your last name, and then email address, and create a password. And this is for your account, for your Northwest account. So once you file the company, you'll have an account with Northwest, so you can see when the filing has happened. Any communication from IRS will come to your account in your Northwest account. So you need to set up this account creation. So I'll do this, and then we press continue. Now is the management, member managed or manager managed, and it says is most common. And also, if you're not sure of anything, there is this question mark explains what it is. So normally it's a member managed, so it's an LLC managed by the members. So you will write your name here, the first name and the last name, and you press continue. Now this is all extra services. So if you wanted to file S Corp, we don't need that. Normally you don't need that. S Corp is a different thing. So unless you wanted to do that, you will add this as an extra. This is a premium mail service, and it says what it is, what's included in this: unique address and suite number, address a real commercial building, all flat mail digitally forwarded to your business. So if you will get with the company, you will get the registered agent address. That's what you will get. This is a premium service. You'll have a unique address. If you want to do it, you can click on it, and it doesn't say price here, but once you choose it, it will give you all the other options, for example, physical delivery or digital delivery, and then the cost for that. So anyway, we don't want that. If you want, you can actually pick it. And then they have other extras like trademark filing. This is something different, not needed for setting up a company, but if you wanted to file a trademark through them, that's the cost. And finally, the trade name filing. This is not needed for setting up the company, but if you want, for example, to trade in another name, it does explain what it is, trading with a different name, and the cost for that is $225. So we're not going to add any of that. If you need them, you can add them, but we're not adding anything. And then continue. And that's it. That's finally basically the payment, where you put your card number, a name, last name, expiry date, expiry month and date, and security code, and your billing address, which is going to be in your home country, depending where you're filing from. So this is not going to be the company address, because you still don't have the company address. Will be your company in the UK, in any country that you file from. That would be the billing address, and then you submit your order. That is it. Then Northwest will communicate with you through email, and if the papers are ready, they will email you that your formation is ready. If there is any issue with the name or anything, Northwest will get back to you about that as well in email. And then you will get a notification when your company is formed. Normally it takes, I think, about a week, but 3-4 days you will get all your paperwork on your dashboard on your Northwest. Just to show you inside your dashboard. So this is how your dashboard will look like inside Northwest. Any documents, for example, your incorporation papers, everything will be under this tab. And if there is anything that outstanding and they need your attention to it, you'll have a notification here. So this is it. This is how you set up your company through Northwest. And as I said, this is the total number if we don't add any of the add-ons. For a Wyoming filing, that is the total cost. So that's everything. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. And if you like the video, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.